Alright, so let's explore how we can go about with the assembly of the robot. Okay, so this is the base of the robot. Now over here you can see that there are two grooves here for you to place your N20 motors. Alright, so these are your N20 motors. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to solder the wires. Okay, after the wires have been soldered, you need to come here, place the N20 motor such that the shaft goes through the hole, so it will come out here. Okay, as you can see, this is for us to do the mounting with the wheel. Alright, now you need to do the same thing for the other side. Okay, so for the other side also you need to insert the motor, so both the motors will fit very nicely, okay, flat, okay, into the space that has been printed for it. Now what we need to do next is to mount the motor driver board, but what I will do is I'll just place a cardboard, okay, just to make sure that there is no accidental short circuit that is caused. Okay, then I'm going to place the motor driver board on top. Okay, now with the motor driver board on top, what we need to do is we need to make sure we can solder or connect these wires into the two connections here. Okay, so that is what you need to do. You need to take these wires and put one to the channel A and the other to channel B. Alright, so that is the first thing you need to do. Okay, so coming back to the N20 motors, as you can see now I have another motor with a much longer wire. Now one other thing that we can do to maximize the space is, as you can see, that this 9-volt battery actually very nicely fits here. So you can put the 9-volt battery there, correct, and then I'm going to place my cardboard separator, okay, and then I'm going to place my motor driver board here. Alright, now once that is done, I can connect my wires here and here. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to you and I'll see you in the next step. Alright, so what we have now is that I have connected my motors, alright, to both the A and B, okay, A and B over here. Okay, I've just temporarily disconnected the 9-volt terminal. Alright, so I'm keeping the positive, I'm just disconnecting the negative while I'm still putting up everything together. Now the last step is of course to connect our main microcontroller board, and again I'm going to add one more layer of a cardboard and I'm going to put our main microcontroller on top. Okay, as before, what we need to do is we need to make sure that the growth connector is in place. Okay, so once the growth connector is in place, then we can go ahead, put our cardboard and yeah, place our microcontroller board on top. Okay, so that is how the whole setup is going to look like, okay, at this point. And of course, very important is tidying up, alright, so make sure all your wires are neat, tidy and compact, alright, and I will see you soon in the next step. Okay, so now after you have put everything together, what I've done is I've put some cable ties to sort of secure everything very neatly in a very compact way onto the chassis. Okay, now what is the next step? The next step is the wheels, right? The wheels and the motors and all. So how are we going to go about doing that? Let's see that now. Okay, so you have 4 wheels, alright, but they are slightly different. Okay, one pair and another pair are different. Why? Because these with these small holes are the ones for the motor. So what we need to do for these ones with the motors, we align them, okay, to the motor and we make sure that it is slotted in. Let me see this. Yes. Okay, so that is how it should be aligned. So when it moves, okay, it will move while the motor spins. And we do the same for the other one. Okay, so it took a bit of a struggle, but yes, okay, it is there now. Now what we need to do is we need to now put in the other two wheels. All right, so these are basically sort of a snap-on wheels. Okay, so you need to use some force to snap it in. All right, so there you have it, and then the other one as well. Yep. Okay. So yeah, looks good, right? Now, what is the last step? All right, the last step is fixing up the tracks. All right, so as you can see, we only have two wheels that are connected to the motors. The other two are free running. So what we need to do, we need to connect them using the tracks. All right, so let's see that now. Okay, so now the tracks. As you can see, we have a total of 32 tracks, 16 per side. Now how do you connect up the tracks? Just put them together. All right, they do not snap. What you need to do is you need to take some part of the 3D filament and use that to slot it in. Okay, so as you slot it in, you'll be able to go through. All right, now once it comes out the other side just a little bit, then you can snip it off. Okay, and that's how you connect up. And then in the last piece, when you have the last piece, then you place it around your tracks and then you complete it. All right, so please look at this example and finish up the tracks for your robot. All right, so when you have all your tracks ready, okay, and you are at the final stage of wrapping it around, you need to cut one piece of the 3D filament, and then over here, as you wrap it around the wheels, all right, make sure that at that last stage you close the gap, and you close the gap properly, okay, or fully, okay, as you can see here, and then push in the last piece of the connector through. All right, and that will close the loop for the entire track. So there you have it. All right, the final assembled robot with the tracks and the wheels and all. All right, so now the last step is to run some code, and let's see it in action.